Hi, my name is Mithun Khanna of 8B, and who is a role model that you look up to the most?
Role model for me, again, it is nature because I have learned so much from nature. And you might think that why is she talking again and again in every question about nature? What is there? It's all around us. Why can't I see something? But it's no magic. It's not like I can see something in nature and I can create a roadmap about what I want to do. It's some very simple stuff. And if you will also start looking at it in a different way, you learn so many different things. But then role model, in terms of role model, I think there are so many people I have been inspired from, starting from the people on ground, the farmers, the villagers, different people who supported me throughout my journey. And then there are definitely recognized people like Miss Jane Goodall, who studies about chimpanzees, and she's also an ecologist. And she went to live in the African forest at the age of 21, and she's been, exploring more about chimpanzees. And then there is Miss Amina Guru Fakim, who was the ex-president of Mauritius, who's also in the advisory panel of my foundation, Prasiddhi Forest Foundation, and she is an environmental scientist. So there are so many people I've been inspired from.
How many initiatives have you done so far?
So I have two organizations actually. One is Prasiddhi Forest Foundation and the other is the Green Pillar. Prasiddhi Forest Foundation is a registered NGO in which I do tree plantation, agroforestry, lake restoration, various different things, and community projects, while the Green Pillar is a social enterprise in which I give climate education courses and programs with experts from more than 20 plus countries. So these are two initiative, like organizations, initiatives. There are multiple, being the child ambassador for Green Tamil Nadu Mission, so creating green brigades in 200 schools, the brand ambassador for Tamil Nadu for Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Save Girl Child, Educate Girl Child Literacy campaigns. So lots of different things, but these are the two central ones. Thank you for that question.
Hi, I'm Shivali. So I have two questions to ask. So first, what attracted you towards mangoes and especially mangrove forests, which is located in the southern part of India?
So mangoes, basically, I plant fruit trees, and the reason that I give is: have you ever seen any bird or squirrel swiping their credit card in the grocery store for fruits? Buying mangoes, fine, take 50, 100 rupees, give me a mango. No, right? No, because they all depend on fruit trees. Now, until and unless we force them to eat chocolate and drink shakes that are thrown on the road, that is wrong, of course. But their biggest food source are fruit trees, and that is what motivated me. Because today we are all planting these beautiful garden plants. Now we've started using plastic plants for showcase, but the real importance is of native trees, and with native trees also fruit trees, because biodiversity depends on it highly. And mango is definitely a major contributor, especially in a place like Tamil Nadu. And coming to mangroves, what can I say about them? I mean, I'm so thrilled by mangroves because mangroves are basically like a nature-based economy on themselves. They support fishers, they support the surrounding, they provide livelihoods for the entire community, and they do so many different things, and they sequester so much amount of carbon. And they also protect in storm surges, like when a tsunami came in 2004. So in Kadalur, there is a village, and there was the Pichavaram forest, the second largest mangrove forest in the world. Because of that, the tsunami impact on that village was very minimal. So that is how amazing mangroves can be, and that is why I'm doing mangrove plantation in coastal estuaries.
So my second question is actually towards your journey as an environmentalist. What struggles you face and how did you cope up it?
In my journey of being an environmentalist, challenges that I have faced. So, this is a interesting question because I face challenges every day. Starting from how do I manage my time? There are so many events and so many different activities. To also, like every day I get to know that there is a plantation drive, and probably due to rain, the saplings did not survive, or the nursery is there, water is get into it, or else my online platform that I have of climate education, some or the other activities. But I've always treated challenges as an opportunity of learning, and that is what has really helped me. So to pick particular challenges will be difficult for me, but still I'll pick three. One is definitely funding, because in my journey, obviously, just imagine planting 1 lakh trees, the sapling, the soil testing, the transportation. There is so much involved into it. But then I have always come up with a solution. I created my own nursery. I went door to door to collect fruit seeds, and I dealt with that. I connected with different people. Then also making people believe in me, because I'm only 11 years old. My journey started at the age of 6. So people often don't believe, but I believed in myself, and that really helped me go over it. And then even the simplest of the challenges, like there are 2,000 saplings that we've planted, and we've allocated a gardener. So imagine the whole day the gardener is giving water to the saplings. So, putting drip irrigation, coming up with different solutions. So obviously challenges keep coming on, but I've tried to collate them for you. A key message would be, today as we face the world and everything that is going on, and we face this unprecedented trajectory, there are two choices. One is to continue and move on to a more unsustainable future, and the other one is to join hands together and deep dive into the woven fabric of mother nature and the solutions hidden inside it, and to come together and learn, act, and impact, so that we can create a better future. And obviously the message that, because there isn't much to say, we all can see what is happening, we all are facing the heat waves, we all know about the floods and cyclones that come all of a sudden. So there is just one message that I have, that don't just think out of the box, act out of the box. And if not now, then when? If not you, then who? And if not for planet Earth, then for whom?